Direct service is the portion of criminal justice ministry that lends short-term support to help those who have recently been released from prison. Sister Geraldine Neier is the coordinator of that program, and she's here with us. You've been working with this program for 4 years, but this program, Direct Service, has been a part of criminal justice ministry since the beginning, 30 years ago or so. So what exactly is Direct Service? What services do you provide? And you've got lots of things here that we'll talk about.
It's the most fun part of the operation.
Oh, there you go.
It really.
So volunteers take note.
it really is. I get a great deal of satisfaction from the program because we get to meet.
Why? Well, yeah, I want to hear why it's the most fun.
We get to meet people who have just gotten out, usually somewhere between 3 and 6 months.
Okay.
Within the last 3 to 6 months.
So not necessarily the day they're walking out of prison,
No.
but they're out after 6 months
Right.
and they're transitioning.
Right.
And they're joyful, or not. They might be having some obstacles.
And that's exactly the point.
Mm-hmm.
There are some who come out and they're the fortunate ones.
Mm-hmm.
They have a family who has welcomed them back.
Mm-hmm.
There are those whose families do not welcome them back. And they are the persons who really are searching for a place to be.
Right.
For society to be part of them again,
Right.
you know, they can realize that freedom is something that they do have.
Yeah. So without the
they can
support network, when
enjoy.
you come out, it's harder to find a job. It's harder to find housing. It's harder to feel confident about
Yes.
yourself.
Yes. Now, we are not a counseling program, and we are happy to meet with anybody. And any number of people tell their story. They're eager to tell their story. I had a young boy the other day. Young boy, listen to me. Well, I can say that at my age, but
So how old was the young boy?
he was in his 20s, somewhere
Okay.
in his 20s. That's young.
A
to
young
me.
man.
But when he was 14, he had been shot in the head, and it did severe damage to his brain. But he has worked himself back. He had to relearn how to read, and he struggled. I had a poster on the bulletin board, and he tried to read it, you know, and he did quite well, he said. And he named the person in prison who had helped him to learn how to read again. He said he was very grateful for the United States. He was so pleased to be an American. I gave him a calendar of the United States. How could I not? You know.
Right.
So
despite all of the setbacks in his life, he still is
right.
a grateful member of our country, our society.
Yes, and he's ready to do what he has to do in order to be successful. And of course, now for him, that's a great struggle. For some other people, it's not quite that big a struggle, except they have to accept their reality.
Yeah.
They now, when they fill out that form, they have to say felon,
Right.
or they have to
Right.
admit, or at least in some way be free to identify where they've been for the last X number of years.
So, Sister Geraldine, what are some of the specific things that Direct Service does when you have a client, and how do you find those clients, or how do they find you?
Okay, we work directly with the probation and parole system.
Okay.
A parole officer, a probation officer will refer them to us, and that's a formal process. Email, electronically, they send us what this person might need. Could be bus tickets, could be housing information, could be basic essentials. Yeah, I brought a backpack.
And your backpack has a tag on it that's hiding back here that says, Welcome back. And this is a symbol of welcoming this person back into our society.
Right. And we also include some underwear items, which I did not bring along. So they're given, most people are given that. That's kind of a basic thing.
Okay.
If they are able to produce a resume, or if they will be writing a resume for a job search, then we will also give them bus tickets, a book, which of course doesn't last long.
What do you mean, a book?
Well, it's 10 tickets, 2 hour passes.
Oh, okay, a bus ticket
but
book.
valued at $30, which, you know, when you think about it.
To help them go to job interviews, that kind of thing.
Yes, that's correct. We also have a list of businesses that have hired felons in the past. Okay. We know some of them. We have a list of some housing places where we know that felons have gotten housing. We can help them with basic meds. If they're getting a restaurant job, we can help them with the Hep A shot. We can help them with tread safe shoes.
Yeah.
You know,
So
all of
lots
those
of different
basics.
services that you provide. And again, just to reiterate, this is part of the Criminal Justice Ministry. Our prisoners in the jails and prisons of Eastern Missouri, and then once they're released from prison. So, Sister, thank you so much for sharing some of these. And I'm sure there's many more services.
Oh,
yes, we don't have time to go into all of it, but people can reach out and find ways that they can help you. I'm sure you're taking volunteers always. So next on STL TV Live, we'll learn about how the Criminal Justice Ministry provides long-term support to former prisoners in another way. We'll be right back.